My camera is wanting to fall. I don't know why. Hello, hello. Tell me where we are watching from. Welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can raise this just a little bit. Hello, everybody. Let me know where those aren't words. Those aren't words. Let me know where we're watching from. Tooele, Utah. Welcome. Thank you for watching, everybody. We are going to talk about the last days. We're going to talk about the last days. We're going to talk about not fearing the last days from Vegas. Hello, Kevin. How long have you lived in Tooele Butterfly Coober? I don't know. I feel like I need to raise this up so I can see you all a little bit better. Not you all, but see the comments better. Sorry. There we go. 18 years. My goodness. I'm going to take it you like it. Do you like it in Tooele? Kevin, how long have you been in Vegas? Okay, I'm not going to say this right. Kahori has arrived. Just so everybody knows. I'm glad you've arrived. Welcome, welcome. Oh, good. We like the small town feel here too. Yeah. I like the small town feel myself. I get easily overwhelmed, so small town feel is good with me. Kiori. Did I say that correct? Kiori. Glad it's October. I understand that, Kevin. I lived in Phoenix for 20 years, so I get the heat. I'm happy summer's over as well. How did you guys find this channel? Did most of you find it through Jared, I'm assuming, with Christian Homestead? He's my buddy, and he sent a lot of people my way. I'm grateful for it. So, let me know how you found your way here. Get a couple more people on, and then we'll start this up. Found the channel through Christian Homestead. Hello, Janessa. Janessa, welcome. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Glad you've been enjoying the channel. We've been trying our best over here to share the gospel. So, thank you for watching. What tends to be your favorite kind of video? Do you enjoy more last days, gospel topics, church history? I've been trying to give a little bit of everything to kind of feel out what people really enjoy or more drawn to, I suppose. References, like bringing the receipts. Perfect. I agree. In Idaho. This is Latter Day Dan. Welcome, Latter Day Dan. Everybody needs to go over to Latter Day Dan's videos too. He started a channel very recently and he's doing a fantastic job. Hello, Dan. Janessa, I like the variety, like the style of your videos as gospel devotional discussions. Perfect. Thanks. Good. We'll keep that up. Yes, as Kiori, I agree. Receipts are essential, right? And on this side of town, we're gonna attempt our best to not say anything without backing it up with quotes from general authorities or scriptures, um, or like institute manuals. Like I will always use church resources for sure. This is not a doom and gloom last days channel. This is certainly a I'm listening to the prophet channel. So hopefully we're in this boat together with that same thought. How is everybody feeling in regards to the last days? I know that the thumbnail for this and the topic for this is to not fear the last days, but it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary right now. And so how are we all feeling about that? How do you guys cope with not fearing? I know for me, I'm trying my best to live joyfully in this time. That's what President Nelson told us to do, right? But how do you guys cope with all of that? Let me know. Kiori, where does your name come from? That's a very unique name. I would love to know where it comes from. My name is Cabria. It is I've been told it's Swahili. I don't know if that's the truth, but it's your made up internet name. Oh, okay. All right then. Never mind. If you could create a whole background on it, where would you say it came from and what it means? Now, I think when we are in these last days, my favorite thing to think of is the Come Come Ye Saints lyrics because they're a good reminder. Kiori says they ironically found the thing on Wikipedia. If you look up Kyrie, it's a thing. All right. I will have to look up that then. In the lyrics for Come Come Ye Saints, my favorite part is the verse that says, "And should we die before our journey's through, happy day, all is well. We then are free from toil and sorrow too. With the just we shall dwell." I think it's freaking awesome to think about it that way. Because, like, what's the worst that happens? We die. Okay. Then we get to go progress and do missionary work in the spirit world. Obviously, it'd be devastating to leave behind some things, but Kevin says, I just try to stay on the right side of things spiritually. When I'm doing that, I don't really stress about the last days. I'm glad we're in the last days. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's a weird mix of emotions to be in these last days, isn't it? Like, you're grateful to be trusted, to be reserved for these days, but you also they're daunting still. They can be overwhelming. But again, we're given the tools to overcome them, right? And to persevere. What kinds of feelings have you had now that you've started your channel? I'm considering starting a unique LDS focus channel. Ooh, I've had all the kinds of feelings. I actually felt prompted to start this channel, so that's why I am doing it. I don't want to. If I'm being completely honest, I don't want to do this channel. But I feel like I'm supposed to, so I'm listening and I'm following promptings. So I feel overwhelmed. I certainly do. Luckily, I have my buddy Jared to fall back on with Christian Homestead, and he's been very helpful. Yeah, I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I'm feeling trusted by the Lord, which is a good feeling. Because you're always like, am I doing what you want me to do? But I feel like the response that I've had, I've only been doing this for 2 weeks, and the response that I've had seems to be worth it. People are saying that the quotes or stories or scriptures that I'm using have helped them in some way, and so I know it's worth it. So that's how I'm feeling, Kiori. But I agree with Kevin. I think when you focus on doing what you're supposed to do, it makes it a whole lot easier. I think a lot of the times we get in our own way as well. So if you stop doing that, that helps. Don't get discouraged when the haters come, Career. Just keep doing good things. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Try my best. Luckily, so I'm an anxious person by nature. However, I am only anxious when I disappoint people that I love. As far as like strangers dogging on me and hating on me, that doesn't seem to bother me because I don't know them personally. But like if a cousin or an aunt or uncle or my parents or something, like that would be sad. That would be upsetting. But luckily, with strangers, it doesn't bother me all that much. Um, yeah, I was called the Antichrist this week, so that made me chuckle a little bit. I'm doing so many bad things that I'm definitely the Antichrist, guys. Oh gosh. Some people's children, I swear. Oh man. I knew it. The jig is up. I've given myself away. Oh man. Do you guys get weird questions or okay, let me rephrase this. Do you often talk to people about us being in the last days? Because I feel like it's kind of a hit or miss with people. They're either like all aboard the gravy train that it is the end of times, or they're like, nah, I don't think it's as soon as you think it is. Like how do you guys approach these kinds of conversations? When I think of the second coming, I think of the song Ye Elders of Israel. Yeah, that song helps me refocus and think about what really matters. I agree. That's a great one. That's a great one. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics to that one. I know it, but I'm gonna pull it up so we can review it. Um I also like Press Forward Saints. That one's a really good one for me to remind myself of what matters. Ye Elders of Israel. Come join now with me. Seek out the righteous wherever there may be. Yes, absolutely. We are trying to find the righteous. We are trying to seek out the good people of the earth, give them the gospel. Let's see. In desert and mountain, land or sea. Yep, they're all over. Bring them to Zion, the pure and the free. I agree. Or even just planting the seeds now so that when the millennium comes, they're ready to receive the gospel, right? The harvest is great. It's true. There's many that are good. There's many that are willing. There's many that are wanting to join. They just haven't found it yet. The laborers are few. Yep, I feel the weight of that heavily. If we're united, we all things can do. We'll gather together the wheat from the midst of the tares, bring them from bondage and from sorrows and snares. That's a great one. That's a great one. Okay, let's see. We have Janessa saying, I can talk to my dad about the topic, but oftentimes with others in my family or friends, the vibes get awkward and they don't really know how to talk about the last days. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I think, at least for me, like there's lots of like fun theories and things that you could talk about all day long, right? But as far as like second coming, talking to people about it, I'm saying things so funny it's late and I have a headache. I try to stick with like previous general conferences in the last couple years and use like quotes from there because like if you believed in following the prophet and the prophet's telling you prepare for the second coming, like how can you not think that it's. So I think for me I tried to stick with things like that. um I don't know, it's so tricky. It's so tricky because we're told to be bold and courageous, right, to go and do, to talk. Um and we're also told to watch. So I don't know, it's so hard. It's so hard because obviously we just want to shout it from the rooftops, right? And we can to an extent, but you also don't want to push people away, so there's like that fine balance. I talked to my best friend about second coming stuff. Other than that, not as much. Not to be critical, but my ward doesn't seem to like to talk about it much. Yeah, I've seen that sometimes too. Yeah, I have. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay, so we just had state conference. Was it 3 weeks ago or something like that? And every single talk that we had at state conference was about the second coming. It was so refreshing. It was so refreshing. And I don't know if it's just like a lot of like-minded people in the area I live in. We're in a really small town. Um, and we're new to this area. And so it was so refreshing because I feel like I never heard that in my other wards. But yeah, I agree. I agree. Sometimes people don't want to talk about it at all. I've read a lot of books and such about the second coming. My wife doesn't like when I talk to her about it, freaks her out. I'm sorry, Kiori. What freaks her out about it? Like the fearful side of it, the destruction, the scariness of it. I feel like that's all my husband and I talk about is second coming stuff. Is all we talk about. And it's really, really fun. Um, I think it's nice when you have the ability to talk about stuff like that with your spouse. I feel like you should be able to. With my husband, it's fun because we can theorize without assuming the other person actually believes that, So like we can go not down rabbit holes. That's not the right word, but we can like, what if this? What if that? Without the other one saying like, you're a crazy person. And we come to conclusions of what we perhaps think things will look like or whatever based on scripture or um, quotes and things. But it's fun to be able to talk about that with somebody. Now, my recommendation, if you cannot talk about it with your spouse, I would say go find a friend, somebody at church, like go find somebody you can talk about it with. I think it's good to think about these things and talk about these things. Because like I said, we're commanded to watch. We're commanded to watch. We're commanded to look for those signs. And so you need to find those like-minded people that you can communicate with. If it freaks her out, maybe talk about the beautiful side of it. It's a great and dreadful day, right? So emphasize the great. Maybe that's a good way to ease her in. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Because there's a beautiful side of the second coming too. Obviously, because it's wonderful. It's also terrifying and sad, but I don't know. Maybe if you focus on the beautiful side of it. Let's make a list. Let's make a list for Kiori. What are the beautiful sides of the second coming? We have obviously Christ returning, right? We get to see Christ again. And have at least a portion of the veil. I don't know how much of the veil, but we get a bit lifted, right? We have some more understanding. Latter Day Dan says, whenever anyone I talk with gets scared, I always bring up 3rd Nephi. There were people spared during those destructions. Think about what they did and find how you can do those things today. No more death as we know it from Cure. Great. Yes to both of those things. That's a wonderful way to look at it, right? If we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, if we're keeping our covenants, if we're following the commandments, we will be spared. If we are good Christ-like people, if we are humble, if we are kind, if we are charitable, we'll be spared. No more stakes. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'd be pretty sad about that, but it's possible. It's quite possible that that's the case. It gives more comfort that Christ will provide for and protect his people. I'm also so excited for temple work that will be done in the millennium. Yes, can you imagine? These people who have waited for thousands and thousands of years that finally get to have their work done. Oh my goodness. What a day of rejoicing. Jesus ate fish. He sure did. We'll see what happens food-wise. I don't know. I don't know enough on that to comment on that. I know Jared's done a few videos on that. I'd be real sad if we couldn't eat meat. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I'm a big, big meat fan. Milk and honey. Yep. Yeah. I'm up for a quickened body. I agree. In the millennium, broken things will get fixed in our lives. If we live the right way and we have broken things in our lives, that's something to look forward to. That's a great one, Kevin. That's a fantastic one. Yes, think of all the people who have illnesses or disabilities or shortcomings or just, like, I can't even like fathom what that's going to be like. And it's going to be so incredible to just be surrounded. Obviously it's going to be devastating for those that we lose and those who didn't quite make it. But I think the good will outweigh the bad in that moment. There'll be a lot of rejoicing. Yeah. It's kind of it's crazy to think that it could be so close. Like that's so comforting to me. We're told that like this time will be shortened for the elect's sake and um the hastening, right? And we know that that's at an exponential growth rate currently. And so that's pretty comforting to know that all the crazy hopefully will end soon. I've got my eye on 3 Alice comment. Yes. Okay. let's talk about 3i Atlas for a minute. I don't know if anybody saw, was it, I think it might have been in my Two Witnesses video. So the Hebrew translation for the acronym of Atlas is God is truly God is good to Israel. And I think that is the coolest thing ever. So if you, for those of you who don't know, 3i Atlas is a ginormous thing. Nobody really knows what it is yet. Most astronomers believe and astrophysicists believe that it is some kind of comet. There's quite a few that think it's like alien spacecraft, whatever. So 3i Atlas defies all laws of physics. It's moving at an astronomical rate. I think currently, is it at like 240 kilometers per hour? Let me look it up just to make sure. Um, it is larger than the city of Manhattan. Um, it is the third known interstellar object. Jared over at Christian Homestead debates if it's the third or the fourth, because there was one that made its way to Earth, and they don't technically consider that one anymore. Yeah, it's so the reason that this is like so interesting. Okay. There's a million reasons why it's interesting. It's interesting because it came out of nowhere. It's interesting because it's massively huge, like so much larger than any other interstellar object. Yes, a surge in comets this year too. Yes, currently 3i Atlas is surrounded by multiple comets, at least seven, possibly nine, which kind of, in my mind, relates to the seven lamps. Um, and so that's also interesting, or seven candlesticks. And obviously, seven's the number of completion, so it could be that too. But it's just like there's so many things. So it's traveling super fast. The elements that it's made out of are not. Yes, Christian Fire Puppy does a phenomenal video on 3A Atlas. I would encourage you to go watch it on her channel as well, for sure. I think all of the anomalies are weird enough. Hello, Dallin. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we're having a live. We were talking about the last days. We're talking about not fearing. We're talking about how to find comfort in those moments. And now we're talking about 3i Atlas, the comment, not sure what it is. So Avi Loeb is an astrophysicist at Harvard, and he, like a renowned one, like a tenured professor at Harvard, and he is adamant that it's not a comment. What's wrong with me? Comet. Yeah, Christian Fire Puppy, Jen, she's phenomenal. She's so brilliant. She's so smart. She does such a good job on her videos. She takes some serious time and effort to make them. So go watch her video on it. Um, so yeah, so all of those things aside, it truly, truly all clicked for me when I got that Hebrew translation. So for Atlas, truly God is good to Israel in Hebrew. Um, that's an acronym that they use a lot. Atlas is an acronym that they use a lot, not just sometimes. It's not just it happens to be that. That's something that is often used. And so that caught my attention. And we know that Joseph Smith told us, I'll pull up the exact quote. But he told us that the sign of the Son of Man would come something similar to this. Let me pull up the actual quote. Okay. The dawning of the morning makes its appearance in the east and moves along gradually. So also the coming of the Son of Man be. It will be small at its first appearance and gradually becomes larger until every eye shall see it, which is exactly what happened, right? It started outside of the solar system, came into the solar system. It's getting brighter and brighter the closer it gets to the sun. It's approaching its perihelion right now, which means it's going behind the sun and coming back. Shall the saints understand it? Oh, yes. Paul says so. Shall the wicked understand it? Oh, no. They'll attribute it to a natural cause. They'll probably suppose it is two great comets coming in contact with one another. It will be small at first and will grow larger and larger until it will be all in a blaze so that every eye shall see it. So this happened as it entered into the solar system. Obviously, it was farther away, so we couldn't quite understand how large it was. But the closer it's getting, the bigger it's appearing. Then he also says, Paul says, ye are the children of light, not of darkness, that the day should not overtake us as a thief in the night. It is not the design of the Almighty to come upon the earth and crush it and grind it to powder. He will reveal to his servants the prophets. All this must be done before the Son of Man will make his appearance. Wars and rumors of wars, signs in the heavens above and on the earth beneath, sun turned into darkness, moon turned into blood, earthquakes in diverse places, oceans heaving beyond their bounds. Then one grand sign of the Son of Man in heaven. What will the world do? They will say it's a planet, a comet. Consequently, the Son of Man will come as the sign of man. Goodness gracious. Consequently, the Son of Man will come as the sign of coming of the Son of Man is as the light of the morning cometh out of the east. Sorry, that was a mouthful. But uh, some would call this a comet or planet, right? Exactly why it's so fascinating to watch. Every eye shall see it could mean that every eye can see it with the help of technology and astronomy websites, right? Yes, I agree with that, Janessa. I totally agree with that. And I've stated in multiple videos before, I think that I mean, this is like larger than life. This is grand. This is big. This is like majestic to behold. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. And anybody with internet access, just like Janessa said, could easily look this up. It's everywhere. It's all over my YouTube. It's all over my Instagram. It's literally everywhere. People all over the world are talking about it, debating it. Yes, except for NASA. They're being awfully silent, which is curious. Yeah. I mean, to me, it fits the bill. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but to me, it fits the bill. It fits the bill. Every eye shall see it. And if it is the sign of the Son of Man, as it gets closer, it would get brighter. And as it's gotten closer, it's gotten brighter. It's changed colors. It's appeared in different composition than like an elemental form than originally thought. Like, I don't know. And also, the other thing that I found interesting, I was listening to Avi Loeb talk about it. I think it was like 4 or 5 days ago. Um, he was saying that as it approached different satellites and telescope ranges where it could be taken a picture of it, it almost like pivoted its face to face the camera so that it would get a better picture, almost like it knew where to look for the cameras, which is quite fascinating. And they didn't see that with Oumuamua or Borisov, the other two interstellar objects. And so I thought that that was really interesting because, like, let's say, since we're speculating here, let's say it is right. Let's say it is the sign of the Son of Man. Let's say it is Christ. He would know where to pivot himself. You know what I mean? This is kind of a crazy conversation, but it's one worth having because if it is, why am I pointing? If it is, like, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm just saying. That makes sense. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? From the comments, it appears like most of us are on the same page, and we don't have to be on the same page. It's all speculation, but it fits Joseph's prophecy, and it fits a lot of other things. If it ain't, then the sign of the coming of the Son of Man must be huge. Yep. 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 If this is it, it's huge. But if it's not, it'll still be huge, right? Every eye shall see it. The phrase I used with my dad was, it's a good candidate for the sign of the sun. That's a great phrasing, Janessa. That's a fantastic phrasing. It is a good candidate. Yes. It'll be cool if it is in fact the sign, but if prophecy is fulfilled in a different way, I won't discount other methods. Agreed. 100% agreed. In 2025, it's 2025. We all need to know where the camera is, even comet thing. Okay. Yeah. It's true. But yes, Janessa, I agree. I agree. Can't help but notice NASA didn't go silent during Oumuamua. That's true. They did not. They had a lot to say about it, actually. And now all of a sudden, they don't want to say anything. They want to pass it off as a comment. They're like, it's just like everything else, even though it's not like everything else at all. Everything is anomalous. So, I don't know. It's interesting. But, yeah. I don't know. What kinds of videos would you guys like to see further out? I'm putting out one tomorrow on Hiram Smith because Mondays are generally like a church history kind of day. Yeah, kind of just talking about how pivotal he is to the foundation of the restoration. So let me know what other kinds of videos you would like to see. I'll probably end the stream here shortly. I got some kiddos to put to bed, but I appreciate all the comments here, though. That helps this video go along. Latter-day Dan said, even if it isn't the sign, the words that come to mind are, he who readeth, let him understand. It's a sign for the saints who watch. Aha. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. And that's a perfect example because, like, when we receive personal revelation, our personal revelation isn't for everybody, right? But we understand that it is personal revelation, the Spirit speaking to us. So if even if it isn't the sign, it's a sign in the heavens. 100%. Thank you, Dan. Is your name actually Dan? Is it latter day Daniel? Danathan? Just kidding. But yeah, thank you for that comment. That's 100% true. I'm reserving my right to say, Booyah, I told you so, if it is the sign. Uh, I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of I told you so's in the millennium. As far as video topics, like second coming topics, we also love deep dives into gospel topics. You got it, Janessa. I shall do with that. I shall do with that. I went to school for theater and English education, so to teach that in high school. So I can easily do a deep dive into topics. I enjoy doing that. It's kind of nice. I feel like I've never gotten to use my theater degree. Now I can. Doing this. Maybe a Life of Christ series. That would be interesting. Maybe I'll do that around Christmas time. That sounds like a good idea. I like that. That would be a fun project to do. Bye, Kiori. Thanks for your contributions to the conversation. Hope you join back in next time. I'll try to do a live at least every other week. If not, maybe once a week. We can do that. Okay, I will. I think that's a great idea. I like that idea to do a Life of Christ series around Christmas time. Oh, Serena Minton. Thanks for all you do. Second coming topics would be great. Millennial Reign stuff. Get those kills to bed. Okay. Thank you very much, Serena. I will definitely keep up the second coming topics. Those are prevalent. We are living in those days, right? And then millennial reign stuff. Yeah, that's something I need to dive deeper into. Jared does a really good job of that. I've done a little bit of research on that side. Honestly, it's just mostly through Millennial Messiah reading, and I need to do more of that. I can do that for sure. All right, I will probably close this out here. I really appreciate you all joining and for your comments. They're very helpful in understanding what you guys need to hear from me, and where to progress this channel from here. So thank you for all your support. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Well, check out that video tomorrow on Hiram Smith. I think he is severely underrated. I'm going to try to focus my church history days on that. So yes, Jared does do a great job. He is truly wonderful and my dear friend. So if you don't know who he is, please go watch his channel on Christian Homestead. And Christian Fire Puppy, like we talked about earlier, she has a great one on 3i Atlas, as well as Caitlin with Anticipating Christ's Return. She does a wonderful job. Oh, that's the other thing. Troy, what's his actual channel name? Troy with The Last Dispensation is his actual channel name. He did a wonderful interview with Tim Ballard, which I encourage you all to go and listen. It is very eye-opening, and I think that there might be a lot of information coming out shortly. So I would recommend going to check out that. It was posted just a couple hours ago. Phenomenal. Go give that a watch. It is a must-have. So thank you all for joining. Go check out that video as soon as possible. It's going to give you some insight and information. It's quite important. All right. See you guys tomorrow.